I'm Marti Cummings, and this is Marti Talks. We're chatting with your favorite stars, queens, and politicians to get all the tea on all things political. Blake, turn the music off. Hi, welcome to another episode of Marti Talks. My husband's playing music really loud. Blake, turn it down. We are here with Nicole Byer. Hello.
Hello.
Girl, the joys of podcasting from home in quarantine. My husband is making racket in the other room.
I mean, that's so nice that you have a husband to make a racket.
It is on some hours of the day nice. No, he's amazing. Hello, happy Friday. It's Good Friday, the day we are recording.
But is it a good Friday? We can't even leave our homes.
Girl, I've eaten so many pints of ice cream and bags of just chips with spinach dip, and sometimes at the same exact time. So this is where we're at.
I mean, yeah, it's tough. It's rough, but you know, stay inside, flatten the curve, don't overwhelm hospitals. I mean, this is the wildest fucking virus I've ever heard in my life.
It is so crazy. Well, first of all, it's super scary. It's super scary. Like, people who are asymptomatic are passing it. We have these people who are going to church saying they're washed with Jesus's blood and that they're going to be fine. I'm like, girl, no ma'am, not today. Go home. Go the fuck home.
Nowhere does it say in the Bible, please endanger other people's lives so you can sing hymns off key.
Girl, if that isn't the tea. Did you see the video, the video I'm talking about, the CNN video where the woman has her seatbelt on and she's like, I'm safe, Jesus' blood. And it's like, girl, then take your seatbelt off if you think you're so safe.
Yes, truly. It's like, then why are you taking other safety precautions if you're washed in the blood of Christ? Also, there's a shortage of paper towels, so maybe don't wash yourself in the blood of Christ.
Don't wash. It's just so wild to me. These people are, it's too much. You're from Jersey, right? Like, originally?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What is it? How's your family doing in Jersey? How are they holding up? How are things over there during this?
I don't have any family left in Jersey. My whole family lives in Chicago.
Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Yes. You know Mayor Lori? Have you heard of her?
I don't.
Oh, she's this fierce lesbian mayor in Chicago, and she's fierce. I love her.
I don't know much about. I truly am just now getting into politics and trying to understand what politics are, because we learn about it in school, but nobody really explains it to you.
I don't think they teach enough about politics in schools. Honestly, I think they should teach more about civic engagement and how we can be. I think people think, oh, well, only these political type people are supposed to be in politics, but I think they should teach us from an early age, we are in a democracy, this is how, it's our duty to be involved in democracy, so it can succeed, I think.
I mean, you're not wrong. I absolutely think so. It's kind of wild that we don't teach, we don't educate. We don't educate in this country. We tell people what we think they need to learn, and then that's it.
And that's it. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the stuff that's happening, there's such a lack of education, and then well, of course, we have somebody peddling lies every day from the White House, but that's a whole other bucket of bananas.
Really?
What has your comedy shifted at all in the last couple of years because of what's happening in the country?
It did for a minute. So when the person who's in office now first won, I was doing jokes about him, but it got to a point where I was like, this is not fun for me to every night, 5 shows a weekend, talk about this person. So I was like, I'm going to take a step back and not speak on this person.
Mm-hmm. You wanted to just, make people laugh and escape from it.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, which is needed. I think that's so needed. I think people, yes, it's important to know, okay, this man's a piece of shit, this is happening, there's lies being peddled. What is the truth? How do we find the truth? How do we educate people on that? But also, like, we need a break. Like, we need to have moments of self-care.
Yeah.
And like, thank God for people like you who were able to look at your funny as fuck Netflix comedy special, which was so good.
Thank
Which is so,
you.
we love. I tuned in, Queen. I was like, hey girl, hey, there she is. I tuned in. I was having a good old time. We gotta watch like drag queens on TV. Also, we gotta watch Nailed It to unwind. I just say, okay, I know we're on season 4 of Nailed It, right? That's what just
Yes.
came out.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
Um,
you.
that's major. I love my favorite contestant though is season 1. That grandmother with the pirate donut, and she couldn't get the donut hole or some shit. What was her name? Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do know who you're talking about. I cannot remember her name. She comes back for the holiday special with this guy,
Yeah, she's on the holiday
Sal.
special.
Oh, what is her name? I don't remember her name, but she was so sweet,
She was
so
everything.
kind. She
She's
was
like
so
America's
funny.
grandma. Yeah, she's
Truly.
so funny. She's so funny. What has that show been like for you? Did you ever think you'd be hosting a funny baking show?
No, never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I'd be hosting a baking show. But honestly, it's been like a really great experience. It opened me up to like a different fan base. Uh, I have a lot of parents who come to my shows and they're like, "Oh, we have to take a picture with you so to show our kid. They're going to be so jealous." So it's just funny to see parents like stunting on their kids. But yeah, it's been like an overwhelming positive response. It's been great.
I love it. It's so funny. I love it. I'm like the worst cook ever. I've been baking. We did an interview with Fortune Feimster earlier today where I was eating like my white trash sandwich that I made. Like that's the extent of my baking or cooking. It's just what can I find in my fridge to throw on a skillet and hope to God that I don't get food poisoning. For the
I
best.
mean, that's where we're at right now.
I carry Pepto with me everywhere. Well, now I just walk from the living room to the bedroom to the kitchen. but like I'm like the queen of Pepto because whenever I cook, it's like you never know what's gonna come out of you, so you just like,
Truly.
hope for the
Yes.
best.
Yes.
I don't know if I want to admit that on my podcast, but hey, there she is. No, I knew you for a long time. We went to you're an AMDA girl also.
I did go to the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. They hadn't put me in their alumni list, and I was I like kept talking about it on podcasts, and then they finally added me to the alumni list, and I was just like, honestly, take me off. If you didn't claim me then, don't claim me now.
Don't claim
Also,
me now.
don't claim me now. Also, I think it's a terrible school. You may have had a different experience, but I think it's a
No,
full blown scam.
girl, I have a lot of uh friends who went there. Obviously, I'm still friends with them,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of teachers who I really really loved, and there's a lot of people administrators that I really really love. But I had okay, full stop. Okay, full T. I had this teacher. You might have had him also, and I did a post about this. And AMDA, they contacted me and they were like, "Oh, who is the teacher?" And I guess he doesn't work there. They told me he doesn't work there anymore. But I like posted about it like maybe 2 years ago. How I booked some TV thing and I was like, oh, I think it's important to share like successes and then also talk about moments of like bumps in the road along the way. And I remember being at AMDA and this teacher in the middle of the whole class, in front of all of my peers, was like, you have no talent, you're terrible, and you will never amount to anything. You're too feminine, you're too girly, and you're just going to be very unsuccessful in this business. So you should do something else. And I wept. I wept. I felt like such a loser. And then it's like, okay, well, I think I'm doing pretty well for I'm grateful, now. And I'm happy I didn't listen to him. It like fueled me to work that much harder. But like that's like my experience. Like I feel like I wasn't really nurtured very well there. Now there are a lot of teachers there who are really wonderful, who I love and I
Mhm.
keep in touch with. But that's like my memory of it. And then years later, they're like, oh, you have a TV show. Can we put you on? And I'm like, for what? Like, you didn't want, like, for what? You know?
Can I ask who the teacher was?
Pearson.
Yep. he is rude. He was one of the rudest teachers I think I ever had there. He didn't say anything like that to me, which thank God, because that's like so fucked up. But
It
he
made me
did,
feel worthless. Like,
yeah. Like people go, words don't hurt unless you let them hurt.
well,
But I'm
they
like,
hurt.
that is such a weird thing to say to any. Of course, words hurt. You hear it and then you internalize it and then it's in you. But
Yeah.
he did tell me one thing that kind of stuck with me. He was like, brand yourself. And then he once told me, he was like, don't, he was like, the outfit you're wearing, Ms. Byer, makes you look wider than a trailer. If I were you, I wouldn't wear that. And I was like, oh my God.
Do you know, in our teacher evaluations later that semester, he was like, you remind me a lot of myself. And that made me cry even more. I was like, it's like, I don't want to be like you.
No.
His words, they really hurt. They really fucking hurt. But I used it to like, every time I had like something big come up in my career, I'd be like, I remember like a decade later, I'd be like, oh, I'm not a worthless piece of shit who's untalented. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to prove this fucker wrong, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, that was my experience.
My God. Ugh. I mean, you were in integrated, so you were doing musical theater.
Musical theater, musical theater.
I
And I'm
did
not a great
studio, which
singer,
is
but I made
so
a
dumb.
whole bit in my drag career about not being a great, like I can carry a tune, but she sometimes needs the piano player to really hit that note. So I made a bit out of it. It's fine. Whatever works. But it's like, yeah, words fucking matter, right?
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
do
Like if
you
you hmm?
oh, sorry, I was gonna ask, do you like read do you read I had to stop myself from reading online comments about stuff.
I will read online comments. I don't I like to retweet mean things. I also retweet nice things because that's balance. But I like to retweet the mean things because it's like you put my handle there because you wanted me to see it. I see it. I hear you. I accept you. The check cleared. Did yours?
Do you think there's
What are
things
you
where
doing? Are you doing anything worthwhile in your life? So, like, I'm not worried about you, but like, here's your little moment if that's what you need.
yeah, I've had those experiences where people will tag me in something like really awful and shitty, and then I'll reply to it, and they're like, "Oh my god, I love you so much! Like, thank you for replying." I'm like,
Uh
"Oh,
huh.
I knew you were that girl. Like,
Yep.
you just wanted the attention." Oh, it's so crazy.
Yeah. People are just so poorly behaved.
Poorly behaved, girl. But listen, I love that you're just out here like spreading joy and comedy and laughter and cheer on this day.
I try, I my mother used to say it takes more energy to frown than it does to smile, and I carry that with me. So
Good.
I try to just, keep it light, keep it fresh.
Keep it fresh. I want to talk about, okay, so our mutual girlfriend who's like your best friend, Miss Mateo. I love I love I love all of your when you guys are together, like the shenanigans that you all po-
Ugh,
post.
I miss him so much. I talk to him like every day, and I'm like, I can't wait to see you. This whole thing is really upsetting. It's like I got to see like all of my friends who lived in different states all of the time because I was always traveling. But now I'm just like, I don't know when I'm going to be in New York again. I don't know when I'm going to see these people that I love again.
That's such a scary thing about this. It's like I just read today they just said that LA you guys are going to be shut down until May 15th.
Uh huh.
And I feel like that's coming to New York also, it's like
Yeah.
when is it gonna but it's because these fuckers keep going to church with 1,000 other people, so it's like we have to stay locked down until y'all stay home.
Yes. I'm like, why can't we just like devise a state? Like maybe North Dakota. I don't know who lives there. But like all these people who want to like go to church and have, corona rampant, you go to one state, don't leave it, and y'all can just deal with it.
Y'all can just deal with it. Now listen, I love church. I'll go, I'll sing a hymn, I'll take the body and blood of, I'll do it. I love a good I love going to church, but I
You
also
love a good religious kiki.
honey, yes, ma'am. I'm on the LGBTQ committee of my church, okay? Like our Jesus loves the gays. But I also know that like Jesus, I believe would be like, hey, human life is so precious. Stay the fuck home, ho. Like
Yes. I think if Jesus was alive this Easter, he was rising again, he would go, I'm gonna postpone it till when Corona's not here, and then we'll see each other in June. Easter will be in June this year.
see you in June. Yeah. Oh my God, Jesus and Pride together. Uh, uh, yeah, it's just so crazy. What are things that you're doing for? I've been asking people like, what are you doing for your mental health or spiritual health? What's your like? What is your thing you do?
Well, it's been like raining in LA, which has been pretty depressing, but like the days it's sunny, I'll dance on my pole. I pole dance. I've been
Really?
doing yes,
We got to
I've
talk
been
about this first. How did you get into the artistry of pole dancing?
My friend Gilly had a show at the Upright Citizens Brigade called, she still does it, or hopefully we'll still do it when, we all return from quarantine, called Getting Gross with Gilly. And she got a group of like all of us, like all of our friends. It was like maybe 10 of us. We did this private class. It was so hard. I didn't do anything right. I was like, that was so much fun, but so hard. And then I didn't think anything of it until my friend Eleanor started posting videos of her pole dancing on Instagram. And I was like, Eleanor, where are you taking classes? She was like, this place, not super far from you. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, I want to go. So I made Sashir, my friend, go with me. And then Eleanor was like, I'll come to a class. And then I went and I was like, oh my God, this is literally the hardest thing I've ever tried to do. And then once you get like a spin, you're like, oh, if I can do that, I can do other things. So then it's just like, I don't, it's like, it's hard. It's very hard and it's very rewarding when you finally figure something out. Also, it's like the most incredible workout I've ever done.
Oh yeah, I heard it's a really good workout. I heard it's really really good for you.
Oh, it is a full body workout. You leave class and your whole body hurts. And after Hustlers came out, there was like a bunch of people who were signing up for classes who were like, I want to be in Hustlers. This is going to be easy. And then like you watch them midway through class be like, oh, this is nothing what I thought it was going to be. I hate this. I want to leave.
Oh my God. Wait, so you have a pole at your house?
Yes, I have a pole at my house. It's not inside, it's outside. So when it's raining, I can't do anything.
You
Um,
can do that's like flash dance. Get a little wet, get a little moisture.
Girl, then I fly off the pole and then I have to go to the hospital. No, thank
No,
you.
thank you. No, thank you. I was a go. I've never pole danced, but I was a go-go dancer at Splash. When we were at AMDA
Were you?
for four weeks. Yeah, I was like
For
yeah.
4 weeks? That's
I've
so funny.
I've never like I don't really talk about that because I'm a political gal now and I do the drag and
Mhm.
I but whatever. I'm no shame in it. I was a
Yeah.
fierce outdoor go-go dancer.
Who cares? Honestly, I think being a go-go boy or being a stripper is one of the smartest things you can do. You have a good body or, a traditionally thought of good body for X amount of time. Why not monetize it?
It was well I was like such a when I was in school, I was how old was I when I went to like 18? I was 17 or
Mhm.
17 when I moved, so I was like 18 and I was just like the ultimate I was such a like musical theater twink and so like all these like other go-go dancers are like wearing jock straps and were like super hot and I was like, "Hey guys, okay, is Patty LaPone playing? Can I dance to Patty?" Like such a mess.
I love it. I would love to see a musical theater, like someone in a slutty Les Mis costume, like would just bring me so much joy.
You know what? Maybe I'll make a video this week of me doing like a slutty Les Mis video just for fun. Just because
Please.
we're in quarantine and there's no rules. So
Truly, there's no rules. You can literally order a delivery of a margarita and toilet paper, and they'll bring it to you. It's like we live in a lawless time.
have you ordered a margarita to your house? Is that a thing?
I You can in LA right now, you can Postmate like open containers of booze. Like restaurants will make you cocktails put them in giant mason jars, and deliver them to you. I
That's a
fucking
gag.
love it. I put on my mask, I put on my gloves, and I go get my my mixed
That's so
cocktail.
That's so smart that they're doing that though. Like I always worry the businesses here, and I imagine it's like in LA also. These small businesses, there's not a rent suspension. I think there might be a rent suspension in LA now, right?
There might be, I am not sure. I keep seeing people posting being like, "Call, we need to call and get,
Well, yeah,
the
because in
rent
New York, that's
suspended."
like the big thing. It's like we're all over here. Like how the fuck are we going to pay our rent? We're out of work. There's no money
Mhm.
coming in. The checks from unemployment aren't landing right away. And then the small businesses are like, well, how are we going to reopen if we have all the so if that's how they can stay open, like deliver that margarita, girl. Like
Uh-huh. Get it.
get it, get it, get it. Oh my gosh, what is your okay, so since you've like I mean you've been doing your thing for a while now, but the last couple of years you've like really blown up. It's like we are living in Nicole Byer's world and I am here for it. uh, what's been like the coolest thing that you've encountered recently? Like in your life? Like what is the thing that you're like, wow, this is awesome?
I mean, not to be hippy dippy and like real fucking corny, but like truly everything I've gotten to do has been like really fucking cool in the last couple of years. Like I've done stand-up shows where I've sold out 5 shows in the weekend, so they add a sixth show, a seventh show. Like doing 7 sold out shows in 3 days is so, I don't, it feels so incredibly amazing, and also crazy, and like that's just like really awesome. I've gotten to do guest spots on some TV shows that are like iconic and like really cool. I've gotten to work with some really fun, cool people. Yeah, honestly, like I've just gotten to do a lot of fucking cool shit. I wrote a book this year or last year that comes out this year. So yeah, it's just been like really fucking fun.
Is it like a memoir?
No, I'm not old enough. Well, I don't think I'm old enough to do a memoir yet, but it's a self help guide for fat women. It is called hashtag very fat, hashtag very brave, the fat girl's guide to being brave and not a melancholy down in the dumps weeping fat girl in a bikini. It is the longest title.
That's the title, bitch. What?
Because the original title was hashtag very fat, hashtag very brave, the fat girl's guide to being brave and not suicidal in a bikini. And the publisher was like, people might insinuate that you're making fun of suicide. And I was like, the cover is me squatting in a bikini. I don't know if anyone's gonna get that from me. But, I was like, you make me change the title, I'm gonna make it a ridiculous title.
I think it's everything. I just love everything about you. I love like your Instagram pictures of you like by the pool. You're like slaying it. You and that's what I'm talking about. You and Mateo like together. I'm obsessed with you.
We
Um,
love taking off our clothes.
Girl, very that. I went through and I deleted so many pictures of me on my Instagram with my booty out in P Town. I love taking pictures of me in the water with my like just my butt in P Town, but I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh, politics, but also like again, it's like why should politicians be held to like a different standard? I'm a
Because
human
we
being
live in a
too.
puritanical society where sex is viewed as bad or evil, but like straight heterosexual men are allowed to do it and they're the only people. It's crazy.
It full stop. What this is kind of like a stereotypical question, but I'm curious to know who are like the comedic people you look up to. Like for me, for drag, like for comedy, it's like Dina Martina and Miss Richville, Coco Peru, like those Peppermint, Shaquita. Like those are like the ones who kind of when I was starting out in drag, I was like, oh, I want to be like
Mhm.
that, who was that like for you when you were starting stand up that you were like, oh shit, like that I want to work with that person or be like that person or
Um one just before I answer, Coco Peru is so fucking funny. There is
yes.
this brilliant fucking video where she's playing Grand Theft Auto, and she's not actually playing the game. She's just like touring a house, and she's like, "Oh, the dirty dishes. What is this? This is your garage." It's so funny. But
Have you seen the movie
Whoopi,
Girls Will Be Girls with her?
I don't think so.
Okay, this is your homework. You have to Girls Will Be Girls. It's do you know Jack Plotnick? Uh
No.
he's a comedian. It's Jack Plotnick plays this character called Evie Harris with Varla Jean Merman and Coco Peru, and every single woman in the movie is played by a drag queen. So it's only drag queens in the movie, and they're not drag queens. They're just supposed to be like you're just supposed to believe, that Coco Peru is this like
Mhm.
crazy housewife.
I
It's so
might have seen it.
it's so
I'm
good.
looking it up. It looks very familiar to me.
There's supposed to be a sequel, and then it hasn't come out yet. I donated to the Kickstarter for it, so let's get to
You waiting on that return.
it. I gave $10. Let's go.
But to answer your question, Whoopi Goldberg was a very big influence on my life. My mother bought me like every movie she had ever done. I watched Ghost, and I call Ghost a comedy. Most people are like, it's not a comedy, Nicole. And I'm like, yeah, but you weren't watching Whoopi Goldberg's parts with the veracity that I was watching it. Like, she's so funny in that movie. And she's also like moving and heartfelt, and you just see like it's a fully three-dimensional character that she created. Sister Act is also another fucking amazing movie. Like, Sister Act
Sister
is
Act
such a good
2.
movie. What?
Sister Act 2 is fully
Is
where it's at.
trash.
You don't like it?
I No, Sister Act 2 is trash. It's a different movie. It should not have the moniker Sister Act. Uh, when do they become teachers? There's this like loose thing in the beginning where they justify it. I'm so sorry. We
Nicole,
don't.
I fully had to disagree with you. Like this Sister Act 2 is so good. Back in the Habit. She's back in the habit. It's so
No,
good. Jennifer
no.
Love Hewitt is it okay? All right, all right,
It's
all
a
right.
different here's okay, I would like it more if it was like, so like when I watch a sequel, I go, "Oh, okay, the people I know, the people I love, we're going to see a second beat of what we already saw." It's like some of the same similarities, same themes, but like fun. This was a different thematic movie. It was they're teaching kids how to no.
I think it's wonderful. The teachers that Cheryl Lee Ralph. Come on, Cheryl Lee
I
Ralph with Lauren Hill. Come on.
love I love Cheryl Lee Ralph. But no.
Have you seen her at DragCon? She does DragCon all the time.
Oh, does she? We work together on something. She's truly so funny. She's
She
one of the
left me. I wonder
funniest
if I still
people.
have it. I have to see if I still have. I have a new phone. Let me see. I have this voice memo from her that really. Hold on. Do I still have it? Okay. Can I play? Is it like shady to play like a voice memo from Shirley?
Uh-huh.
I
I don't
just
think
love
so.
having it. Hold on.
My dear, thank you for following up because certainly that's what it takes to connect with me. But listen,
I know. That's all I'll play. I was reaching out to her about a project, and it's she's Shirley Ralph. She's busy.
She's
She's original
busy.
Tina. She's got things to do. But I sent her a message. I was like, "Hey, just let me know when you have a chance to like look over this proposal." And so like
Hmm.
that's the beginning of her memo. It's so major. Oh, I love
I
her.
love her so much. Who else? Tina Fey, Jane Krakowski doesn't get enough credit. She's so funny.
She's so
Um, Catherine O'Hara, like watching her in Home Alone, she doesn't have a huge part in Home Alone, but she is so funny in Home Alone. Her line reads are so good. Um, yeah, just a lot of
have you
funny
seen the
women.
finale of Schitt's Creek?
I did. I watched it last night.
Oh,
She's again the funniest. She was the funniest part of that episode when she walks in the Pope costume with like the hair like mixed in with the Pope hat,
like,
like,
oh my
and then
God, I
her
love her Rose. I love her. Beetlejuice, fucking Beetlejuice is so good.
she's so good. There's a scene in 30 Rock where Tracy Morgan is trying to do this like ad spot for the girly show, and he's like mispronouncing everything, and he like does it rapid fire. He did that so Moira could run in the episode where she's doing this wine commercial.
The
I
crab,
was
Herb Gerblingler.
I was sobbing. It's so funny. Yeah, I love funny women.
Love funny women.
Oh,
I love
Amy Sedaris, like, I
Amy
found
Sedaris is
Strangers
the
with
most
Candy
underrated.
late.
She's
She's
so
so
underrated.
funny. But I found Strangers with Candy super late in life, and I remember sitting in my apartment in New York on the floor watching it being like, "So I don't have to be pretty to be funny? I can truly make myself into an ugly, like, she, like, there's no vanity there. It was, I love her.
My favorite thing about Amy Sedaris is when David Letterman was still on the air, she was one of those guests who just, like, lived in New York, so if somebody kinda canceled and she had nothing to
Mhm.
promote, they'd be like, "Hey, Amy, come do the show." So there's all this YouTube footage of Amy Sedaris on David Letterman, and she's just, like, there because they needed someone, but it's so brilliant because she's, like, in on the joke, like, she's
Mhm.
so funny, and the video of her watch the video of her showing her apartment and her rabbit that eats her couch. Have you She has a rabbit that just eats her, and she lets him. She's like, "Look, little Fluffy ate the couch again." Like, it's so funny. I love her. Oh my god. What is something? What's something that you? What's something that just like makes you super annoyed? Is that a weird question?
No. What makes me, I don't like it when I say an opinion and then someone says something else that indicates that my opinion is wrong, and I'm
Like
like,
Sister Act? Yeah, like Sister Act 2, how it's the probably one of the greatest sequels ever made. Yeah. Okay.
"No, no, not with movie stuff." Like, if you go, "I'm so tired," and someone goes, "Well, I'm more tired because of X, Y, and Z," or like, "You're not tired at all. You didn't work that hard." And you're like, "I just said something about how I feel. Just like let it be."
If somebody ever, I would. That's like that thing. What is that Kristen Wiig character? Um, on SNL where she's like, "Oh, well, I don't know the character, but
No, I don't know either.
it's like she's always trying to like what it's like that one upism that people when they
Yeah,
have
yes. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, the one-upism. I'm like, "Ugh, can we just talk and not have to argue about everything?"
yeah about having it. Yeah, I'm tired too, bitch. I'm hungry too. Like get
Yeah,
over it.
nah,
Yeah.
we're all tired, we're all hungry.
Oh my god. Well, listen, I don't want to keep you too long, but I love you. Thank you for joining this and
Marty,
fuck
thank you for
Amdra.
having me.
Whenever there's a dry con again, girl, I'll see you there.
Oh my god, I
Are
don't
you?
know if cons are gonna come back. I don't know if, like, live entertainment's coming back anytime soon. It's wild, it's scary.
I don't know about anytime soon. It will come back. It will come back. Really quick? Are you watching season 12? You're watching season 12.
Of course I am.
Who are you rooting for? Can I know who is your favorite and least favorite? Is that too shady?
It's not shady because I can explain why. So Heidi in Closet, I love. I think
Love.
she's so funny. Do I think she's polished? No, but I think that's half the fun of watching her. She's I love her so much. Like, her commentary is so funny. I love her, and she sounds like Loretta Devine, where she talks like this and she says, "Heidi's gonna care. Heidi cares about Heidi. Fuck you, and fuck you." I love her. Um, I also really like Jan. I've seen Jan perform at like Pieces, and I think she's great live. Maybe it wasn't Pieces. I
It's
don't
probably
know.
pieces.
But I think Jan is great. I think Jan is underrated, and I cannot wait for Jan to emerge and have the judges recognize her.
Yes.
I also love what?
Watch Jan's jukebox. It's on her
Oh,
Instagram.
she's incredible. She's an incredible singer. And then the production value on these videos, I was like, my God,
Austin
you,
Moon.
woo,
If you ever need a video queen, get him. Austin is the best. He's so fucking
woo,
good.
so good. And then I love Jada. So that's like my top three. Jada's so good. So then, okay, Britta has been a little here's why Britta's my least favorite, because she was attacking Aiden for no reason. Like, okay, you don't think this queen is up to your standards or whatever, but like, you're not a judge. This is not Britta's drag race. Like, this is just your competitor. You don't have to be shady. The way you can, so if you don't think anyone, like, the person's up to your status or your level or whatever, you just do better and they'll go home. You don't have to be rude and shady to them.
You want to be shady, yeah. That's the thing. Like, it's so hard watching these shows because like I work. Jan's a good friend. Jackie's a good friend. Like, Britta and I are good. Britta and I were on a show called Shade together. You know, like we're good friends. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's so interesting when you watch your friends on these shows and you know, like, I don't know, like I watch it. I'm like, oh, Britta, we know you're from New York. Hush, 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 hush,
Mm-hmm.
hush. You know, but but she's such a like. I will say, like she is. She's like one of the nicest, coolest, like sweetest people you'll ever meet, and she's a hard fucking worker. So I hope that the fans like give her a chance outside of the show because she's very, very fucking
I mean,
talented.
she could come around. Roxy Andrews was a bit of a villain her season, and I love Roxy Andrews.
Full disclosure, Britta, reality TV can make you look a certain way, but Britta is she is the queen of New York. I love her so much. My girl. She's everything. Yes, we stan Britta Filter. She's anything but pure. I love her. It's true. She's my girlfriend. Listen, I am full stop obsessed with you. I can't wait till your book comes out with the very long title. And, and everybody, make sure you are watching Nicole on the Netflix and keeping up with all she's doing. Thank you so much for taking time out of your quarantine. And stay tuned. Maybe I'll send you a video of me go dancing as Les Mis. We'll see.
Truly, I would love it. Thank you, Marti. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. Thanks for listening to Marti Talks. This podcast is presented by The Only Productions, Mitch Farino, and Bob the Drag Queen. Editing is also done by Mitch Farino and Bob the Drag Queen. Check out other podcasts, videos, and live events at theonlyproductions.com. Make sure you're registered to vote. Tell your friends and family to register to vote and get to the polls. Our democracy and our lives are at stake. Thanks again. You can find me on all social media at Marti G. Cummings. Until next time, spread love and don't be a dick.